A very good morning and welcome all of you to this daily current affairs class for 20th of January 2025. So in today's news analysis, we are going to cover these topics as you can see on your screen. Poor demand. First of all, we are going to cover the sections, Indian economy section of Indian Express and the Hindu news and the Hindu newspaper. Just to check the voice quality. I hope everything seems to be working fine. Now, poor demand hits investment by private sector. Private sector is not coming forth to make investments. Then, securities transaction tax collection jumps 75%. Securities transaction tax is levied on stock market transactions, the sale or purchase of shares. This we are going to see in detail. Prima facie, it seems that there is an uptick or there is an increase in the economic activity, but no. Third economy article that we are going to see is India's first railway public sector enterprise exchange traded fund. What do we mean by exchange traded fund in Indian economy in the stock market? Again, these two articles are from stock market. Understanding will be there. Now, trust route booms after electoral bonds ban. The Supreme Court had banned the electoral bonds for the reasons of privacy, for the reasons of transparency. Now, trusts as a route to make political donations has seen an uptick in the donations made by electoral trusts. So, companies, people who want to donate to political parties, they set up trusts. So, this trust phenomena has seen an increase insofar as the route of political donations is concerned. What is the World Economic Forum annual meeting? A brief about Economic Forum annual meeting which is going to be held in Davos, Switzerland. So we are going to see this place, Davos, Switzerland, remains the same every year. Now, how is TRAI and the government combating spam? The use of blockchain technology for countering the phenomena of spam calls or spam messages, SMS that you receive. But the new problem is messages through WhatsApp. WhatsApp numbers are being used to spam your inbox, to spam your mobile. Now, TRAI is still stuck in the past. It is trying to curb this phenomena of spam messages and spam calls, spam SMSs. Right, but the problem is not the SMS, problem is WhatsApp messages. So we are going to see how blockchain technology is being deployed for this purpose. Blockchain technology which was used in the banking sector to counter the scams like Nirav Modi scam, that is being used. 9 navies hold joint drill in strategic straits. So this particular article, we are through the medium of this particular article, we are going to see Lombok Strait, Sunda Strait and Strait of Malacca. So these straits are important insofar as choke points theory is concerned. Now, what is choke points theory? We are going to see in today's news analysis only. What do we mean by choke points theory also? Straits are international maritime routes. You all must be knowing about it. So let's get started. Why dead olive ridley turtles are washing ashore in Tamil Nadu? Conventionally, we understand that olive ridley turtles are found around the coast of Odisha, Rushikulya sanctuary, right? So the rivers around it, map study is going to be there. But in 2023, Maharashtra had also launched the olive ridley turtle mission that we are also going to see very briefly. So you should pardon me for this, you should be knowing that olive ridley turtles, they lay their eggs even at the coast of Maharashtra. Let's get started. A bit of facts, more of analysis. Now, poor demand hits investment by private sector. First thing first, why the private sector is not making investment? Why do you think is the private sector not making investment? Private sector is not making investment because input costs have risen. Why input costs have risen, sir? Input costs have risen because of geopolitical, adverse geopolitical scenario. Now we are talking about quarter 2. Fell 1.4%. Domestic private investors like Tatas, Adanis, Ambanis, okay, the domestic private sector, that those companies, the corporate houses of India, are not making fresh investments because input costs are increasing. Input costs what? Cost of electricity, for example. This is one factor. Cost of petroleum products. or maybe labor cost. These things are going upwards, because of which the price of the final product, the ultimate product to be sold to the customer, is increasing, which is why many people, many investors are not coming forward to make an investment at this time. Now, quarter two means July, August, September 2024, at a time when the war, Israel-Palestine war, was at its peak. Now, with the ceasefire agreement being signed, now with the changing geopolitical scenario, on the positive side, the truce between Israel-Palestine, that could be a positive factor for the private sector to come forward. But another dynamic factor is Donald Trump. What are going to be Donald Trump's policies insofar as exports from India are concerned, right? So these things should also be taken into account. Okay, Doraemon, you have finally found me here, right? So we should be knowing about the basics. Quarter two, read very particularly, read very carefully. Inflation is increasing in the domestic arena. Why inflation is increasing? Rupee is depreciating. Rupee is depreciating vis-a-vis rupee, vis-a-vis dollar. Now, input costs. I have told you geopolitical factors. But the good thing is, the state governments, the states of India, they drive the investment growth in public investment. To compensate for the fall in the private sector led investment, government sector, public sector, that is the state governments especially, they are coming forward to make investments. Investment plans by India's private sector took a notable hit, falling 1.4% in October December. But quarter three also, okay, this is from quarter two to quarter three. So quarter three is October, November, December period, when the world was volatile. Russia Ukraine war, then Israel Palestine war. Now the situation would improve insofar as West Asia is concerned, but Russia Ukraine remains a problem. Why? Because sanctions have been imposed on Russia. So the crude oil, the cheaper crude oil that we were able to import from Russia, we may not be able to import in the coming months, right? So you can, even though these things are not given in this news clipping, news issue, but we can understand why this is happening and what is going to be the future scenario. That is more important. Now, this is private sector investment. I have, for your conceptual clarity, incorporated this diagram which depicts that when there is high inflation, private sector hesitates to make investment, right? Now, government has to come forward. Who said this, sir? Who said this? Keynes. Keynesian theory says that whenever there is a fall in the investment by private sector, then government should compensate. Government should come forward to make more investment. So just bear in your mind this kind of a conceptual clarity. High inflation will lead to higher cost of goods. Higher cost of goods, like you can see here, high input cost. This high input cost, why is this not working? Okay, this high input cost will feed into price increase. Too much of a price increase is not good. Okay, like RBI has also been struggling to bring down the rate of inflation in the economy. If something increases from 100 rupees, if the price of a commodity increases from 100 rupees to 102 rupees, we are also fine. But if the price of something increases from 100 rupees to 106 rupees, producer thinks that consumer, you and I, may not be inclined to buy that thing. So producers, they stop producing more. Nobody likes too much of inflation. 100 to 102 rupees is a kind of incentive for producer also. 2% inflation, 3% inflation, which is bearable. But if the inflation rate is too high, then the problem will be there, right? Okay, this increase is now new investment by the foreign players rose 44.2%. See, how many types of investors are there? Domestic private investors, okay, then foreign investors in the economy, foreign investors, then public sector investment. Public sector means state governments and central government, right? State plus center. Now the central government is not able to make as much of investment as state governments have been able to. This is in our favor. This is in our favor. This domestic private investors, they are not in our favor. Got it? Concept is also taken care of. You are able to understand the point. Now, increase in the government capex. Capex means capital expenditure. Government's capex plans registered a sharp growth, lifting overall investments in the economy by 9.9% in quarter 3. Total investment is around 11 lakh 50,000 crore rupees. Now, is the data important? No, data is not important for our purpose. We just have to see trend. What is the trend? State governments are able to compensate for the decline in domestic private investors like Tata's, Ambani's, Adani's, Birla Cement, etc., etc. Got it? Now, this is taken care of. This news is fine. You've understood the points. Why input prices are increasing? Geopolitical uncertainties, high inflation. Why inflation is high? Because our rupee is depreciating. That is one factor. Second, because RBI was not able to manage the inflation in the last few quarters that well. Now, securities transaction tax collection jumps 75%. Why so? Prima facie, on the face of it, it seems that more of the people, more of investors, short-term investors, long-term investors, they are transacting more in the stock market. But that is not the reason here. Reason is Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister of India, had increased the rate of securities transaction tax in the budget presented in the month of July 2024. After the new government took over, the budget that was presented, in that budget, the rate of securities transaction tax was increased. Which is why even though the number of transactions, even though the amount of transactions taking place in the stock market have taken a hit. Why have they taken a hit? Because of the market uncertainty, because of the market dizzy, because of the mayhem in the stock market. Securities market is declining and more people are withdrawing. They are not transacting as much as they were. Nonetheless, government is able to collect more of taxes. When will this happen? Either rate has increased or transactions have increased. But if transactions have gone down, rate has increased more, then what will happen? More collection will be there. Now you see here, total securities transaction tax collection is around 44,000 crore rupees, right? Out of which 25,000 crore rupees, out of which 16,000 crore rupees have come from futures and options only. Futures and options are quite uncertain, quite risky as an instrument of investment. Future, what is going to happen in future? Okay, we trade in futures and options just to mint, just to book quick gains, just to become rich very fast, but end up burning money. That is why SEBI had also warned about the future and option trading should not be used by the retail investors like you and I. Okay. Now we will talk about Madhabi Buch, the SEBI chief, sometime later, sometimes in the other news articles. SEBI is also in the radar. That is another point. Okay, so securities transaction tax is taken care of. Now RBI as a change, in a change of strategy, I would say, with the change of guard. Earlier, Shakti Kanta Das was the RBI governor. Now, with the Sanjay Malhotra coming to helm of affairs as the RBI governor, what is happening here? RBI loosens the grip to strengthen the rupee. Earlier, RBI was trying to hold the rupee at around 85 rupees level, and as a result, it ended up burning a lot of forex reserves of India. Precious forex reserves of India declined by around $75 billion. Imagine, guys, $1 billion is equal to 8,500 crore rupees. $75 billion rupees were in a way burnt by RBI, dollars, okay, precious dollars for India. Now you understand, this is India. What happens is, when the rupee is declining in the international market vis-a-vis dollar, okay, rupee is declining. So what RBI does is, RBI will release more of its forex arsenal, more of the forex reserves. When we release dollars to buy rupees, what happens? we are able to manage the decline of the Indian rupee. We are able to control the fall of the Indian rupee. But if we control it beyond a point, imagine if there is a fire, you have water, you have little 600 liters of water or 700 liters of water, $700 billion of our reserves. Okay, you will take a bucket, you will take 75 buckets out of it, but after a certain point, it's okay to let the fire burn whatever it wants to. If there is a kind of decline, rupee correction is required. Vis-a-vis dollar, we need to correct the rupee. We need to let the rupee come to a level where it is comfortable. But initially, the RBI was rightfully trying to control the slide of the rupee's value against dollar. Now, as you read here, rupee is the only the rupee is the only currency which has held tight, which has been able to hold against dollar. Even though all the currencies are declining, but the decline in the value of rupee vis-a-vis dollar is not as much as it is in the case of other currencies. The rupee is the only currency which has not depreciated much, while all other currencies have depreciated against the dollar. Why? Because of the RBI's action. Now RBI has realized that we have only 700 odd billion dollars, out of which we have already spent $75 billion. If we will end up spending more and more, this will make India's forex reserves with RBI vulnerable. So there is no point in burning too much of money, too much of dollar reserves, forex reserves, just to control the fall in the value of the rupee. Why is rupee declining so much? See, again, global uncertainty, a strong president in the US, right? Can you think of this reason yourself? Yes, a strong president who is talking about imports embargo. He will not allow Chinese goods and Indian goods to flood the US market, because of which there will be lesser inflow of dollars into India. Now, on the top of it, Fed Reserve has increased the rate of interest. If the Fed Reserve, the Reserve Bank of USA, has increased the rate of interest, then people will withdraw their investment from the India and they will go back to US, because they are getting a 0.5% additional rate of interest. This is how you have to understand. Okay, main thing is, people are speculating that with the arrival of Donald Trump as the president of the USA, because of all the hyperbole, because of all the tough talk that the Donald Trump has been doing, there might be an increase in the value of dollar, which may be more than the increase in the value of rupee, or which may be more than the economic gains from the Indian market overall. That is why investors are withdrawing from India. Got it? Now let me erase this all. Please keep on telling me through the comment section if you are able to understand or not. That is how we get to see. Now, the RBI's new approach is a prudent one. It is a good one if you bind the rupee to a very tight range, you also end up spending a lot of energy and resources. What is the energy? You are in a way spending a lot on controlling the value of rupee. Whereas in the domestic scenario, because of that, the inflation might go up, right? Because the focus of RBI is on the international economic scenario and not much on the domestic scenario. So it's better to let the rupee correct itself, to let the rupee arrive at a correct value vis-a-vis dollar, because all other currencies are also falling in their value against dollar. So it's better to let the rupee correct itself and arrive at a comfortable level. Now, impact of depreciation of rupee. Forex reserves. India's foreign exchange reserves declined by around $79 billion since September 2024 to $625 billion. Already $80 billion around money RBI has burnt in the process of controlling the value of rupee. Market liquidity deficit. Strong RBI intervention since quarter 4 financial 24, January to March last quarter, caused a drain in the domestic liquidity. The money has been channelized towards controlling the value of international value of rupee, and not much money has been released in the domestic market, which is why private sector investment is also declining, because private investors, Tatas, Ambanis, Adanis, they are not able to borrow money from the Indian banks at a reasonable rate of interest, because CRR has also been tinkered with, right? Unpredictability has been injected. So these factors lead to an uncertain scenario in the domestic market. Also, inflationary concerns. A weaker rupee may increase imported inflation. Weaker rupee may increase imported inflation. So we have to import gold, we have to import oil, necessary items also at a higher price. So what is the impact of depreciation? Depreciation leads to these three scenarios in the immediate context, right? So there are more concepts to it. I will deal with more concepts as we proceed along. This DNA in one class or 10 classes, I may not be able to teach whatever I am able to, whatever I want to teach you. Basic economics, what is the copybook method of controlling the slide of rupee, all these things we are going to see on a day-to-day basis. Stay tuned, be continuous with it, and gradually you will see, be continuous with newspaper reading is what I am saying, and gradually you will see your level of understanding, your level of maturity, conceptual clarity, everything will go up, right? Now, in the background, the rupee, which was moving in the range of 84 to 85 rupees per dollar, okay, 84 to 85 rupees per dollar, has now seen a decline to around 86.70. That means anything that we are able to buy earlier from the international market for 85 rupees, we are now spending 86.70 rupees to buy the same thing. Isn't it a loss? More amount of money is going out of India to buy the same thing. Okay, just rough map. Pardon me for this. So these things are there. Now, India's first railway PSU exchange traded fund. What do we mean by this? This is a private sector initiative, Grow Nifty India Railway PSU. So Grow Mutual Fund. This is the name of Grow, GROWW Mutual Fund. This is a private mutual fund, okay, not a government mutual fund. So it has launched Grow Nifty India Railways PSU ETF. Let me first explain to you what is the ETF, how does it operate. Quickly see, if I want to buy the shares of number 1, number 2, all these companies, Indian Railway Catering, IRCTC, then Indian Railway Finance Corporation, then Rail Vikas Nigam Limited. If I want to buy the shares of all these 7-8 companies, okay, I will have to research upon them, which one is better, which one is giving me more return. As a share trading, as a share investor, as an investor in the stock market, it is very difficult for me, right? But now these exchange traded funds, they do what? They in a way give you a bucket of all these shares, in which 19.5% is this IRFCL, Indian Railway Finance Corporation Limited, then Rail Vikas Nigam Limited. Likewise, this bucket, imagine it is having your 100 rupees. Out of 100 rupees, you are automatically investing 19.35 rupees in first company, in second company, then third company. This 100 rupees of yours will be invested in the stock market. When you buy a unit of, when you invest, let's say 100 rupees or 10,000 rupees in the stock market, you via ETF, when you make an investment through ETF, you are investing in all these shares in this ratio. You are investing in all the shares at the same time in one particular ratio. A ratio as given by exchange traded fund. Which is the exchange traded fund? Grow Exchange Traded Fund, okay, ETF. Grow Mutual Fund ka, the mutual fund Grow has set up this exchange traded fund. Grow Nifty India Railways PSU ETF tracks both core and non-core PSUs across various sectors. Some of them are core companies, some of them are not the core companies of Indian Railway. So what is exchange traded fund? It is a fund that comprises of various types of shares mixed in a particular ratio. This is the percentage ratio. Okay, this in that ratio, money would be invested in the stock market for any investor who buys the mutual fund unit. What is the unit value? For example, unit value is 10 rupees. For every 10 rupees, you will get the ratio in this way. If you want to buy it for 10,000, you are going to buy 1,000 units of rupees 10. Okay, so 10,000 rupees you are investing in this ratio when you buy ETF. Okay, when you buy ETF, you are buying in this ratio. Got it? So this is ETF. Trust route booms, a political news now. Trust route booms after electoral bonds ban. When electoral bonds were invented in 2017, when they were launched for the first time, okay, before that, electoral trusts are set up by various entities, companies like Tata Trust. Tata Trust donates to political parties. When the electoral bonds were not there, trusts were a predominant route for investing the money. Just allow me a minute. Let me explain it on a blank slide. Predominantly, the money was distributed through trusts. Now see here, pre-2017, okay, this is post 2017. Electoral bonds are set up by shady people. Shady means their identity, etc. is not known. Imagine this to be a con man. He is a politician himself or he is a businessman. Does not want to reveal his identity. Okay, businessman. He gives 1,000 crore rupees to the trust. Now this trust will make investments to various political parties. Let's say party C, party A, party B. You understand the full form? Okay, I'm not naming the parties. Okay, 1,000 crore rupees, he gives 15% of it. Let's say 150 crore rupees to C party. He gives 700 crore rupees to B party and 50 crore rupees as pocket money to A party, right? So these trusts were used earlier also, but post 2017, until the judgment of the Supreme Court, electoral bonds were brought about because electoral bonds also give you the same kind of opaqueness. The trusts hide the identity of the people who are donating. Electoral bonds also gave the same kind of lack of transparency. This con man, his image would not be, his real name would not be known. Okay, it would be known only to SBI, through which electoral bonds could be purchased. Now this trust route allows you to donate money in the denomination of 2,000 rupees each. If you donate anything above 2,000 rupees, you have to, anything above 20,000 rupees basically, okay, you have to reveal your identity, you have to give your PAN card while donating to political party. But if you go to political party, give donation with the by getting a receipt of just 2,000 rupees, political party is not required to reveal your identity. That means, let's say the name of this person is Nadani, okay, and this Nadani is donating to political party. Nadani is donating to political party by, let's say he wants to donate 2,000 crore rupees. Okay, so he will divide 2,000 crore rupees with 2,000 rupees. So he will donate 1,000 times. This way he would not have to reveal his identity. What my point? Through the trust route. Same was happening in the electoral bonds route also. Now electoral bonds have been abolished. After 2017, these electoral bonds were quite in fashion to make donations to political parties. Now trusts are being used. Electoral trusts were a predominant way for donation to political parties. Now this thing has happened again. Am I clear to everybody? Explanation is important. What was happening before the advent of electoral bonds on the scene, on the electoral landscape? Supreme Court said that because of lack of transparency as to who is donating and because of the advantageous position in which the party in power BJP is, or for that matter Congress is, whenever Congress comes to power, to get to know from SBI, because SBI is a Government of India bank. From SBI, government can ask that person A, how much has he donated to Congress? BJP is in power. BJP Neta will telephone, he will make a phone call to SBI chief and will ask him how much money has been donated by Tatas to Congress. And then they will punish Tatas for having donated money to Congress. They will ask for more money, right? So this kind of a level playing field is disturbed by electoral bonds. That is why trusts have come into fashion, right? Now, trust routes. What is electoral trust? Trusts are set up by companies with the sole objective to distribute contributions received by it from companies and individuals to political parties. Okay, so for example, trust is set up by, if you want, you can take a screenshot or you can quickly draw these things, whatever I'm explaining on the slides. So this is the Tata Trust, for example. We are just taking for the name sake of understanding only. Names are not important, they are just for reference. So Tata companies, Tata Telcos, Tata Motors, they donate a certain percentage, let's say 10% of their profit to Tata Trust. Tata Hotels, Tata Tea, etc. Okay, Tata Beverages. Tea means beverages. 7% they donate. Total 1000 crore rupees is collected. This 1000 crore rupees, how is it going to be donated to political party 1, political party 2, political party 3? Got it? Trusts are set up for this purpose. Clear? No, the name is Nadani only. It hasn't got anything to do with the real life, right? Because I love my life. Now, and I want to be safe. Electoral bonds, instruments in the nature of promissory note or bearer. So we know about it. Just read about it from the PDF. PDF is shared on the Jatin Verma PWI only IS in English channel that has been created specifically for PDF and other mains question, etc. I'm going to share for the day by 12 noon. Every day before 12 noon, you will get the mains question, and whatever answers are pending to be evaluated by me, they will be done by Tuesday maximum. Those who are regular, only for those. Regularly, one answer you can write. Now, Supreme Court's decision on electoral bonds, unconstitutionality of electoral bond scheme, violation of right to information, because electoral bonds, they hide the identity of the actual donor, right? Violation of article, we as citizens are not getting information about who is donating how much of money. So that is why electoral bonds were held to be invalid. Now coming to World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum is holding its annual meeting from January 20 to 24 at Davos, Switzerland. Is this something new? No, these type of meetings happen every year. Okay, these type of meetings, they happen every year. Attendees will include European Commission president, then China's vice premier Ding Xiong, then Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. So they will head the Indian Ashwini Vaishnav sir will head the Indian delegation, right? Now, World Economic Forum, it was founded in 1971, international not-for-profit organization. It is a not-for-profit organization that focuses on promoting cooperation. So just know about this. What report is presented? What report is presented by World Economic Forum is my small question or easy question for the day, right? Am I clear about it? Mandate to foster a spirit of collaboration, etc. Every January, so they meet every year. Davos, it is a gala event for ministers of the world. They attend, they go there, they get to see Switzerland likewise. Now, origin, this is their European Management Forum. Name was earlier something else, it was changed to World Economic Forum. Read about the basic details. Major reports, this is important. Global Competitiveness Report, Global Gender Gap Report, Global Risk Report, Energy Transition Index. Are we transitioning from coal based energy or nuclear or fossil fuel based energy to ecologically safe sources of energy, e-sources I'm writing, okay. Ecologically sensitive sources or green energy you can say. Global travel and tourism report. So these reports are brought out by World Economic Forum. Why this year's World Economic Forum is this meeting is important? Donald Trump is taking over on the same date, 20th of January, and this Davos meeting is happening on the same year. When Donald Trump was the president earlier, a lot of activity, a lot of discussions, vibrancy was there in the World Economic Forum. And last time also during his tenure as the president, question was asked. So be prepared about it. Okay, so this is there. Now, the theme of Davos Summit 2024, rebuilding trust in an environment of rapid transformation due to climate crisis and rapid advancement of technologies such as artificial intelligence. 2024 agenda will be building resilience for the next generation. Are we building any kind of resilience in terms of environment, climate change, that ways? Reimagining globalization 2.0 you can say. Okay, rewiring for AI. Are we rewiring the conventional systems? The way we used to work is being changed altogether. Am I clear? Let me see your comments. So this is there. Now, navigating the green transition. Are we able to smoothly, is the world able to smoothly navigate through the green transition? Because conventional thermal power plants, nuclear power plants, or conventional sources of energy would have to be retired. This will have a huge economic costs for developing countries like India. Right, so this is how you can memorize the 2024 agenda. Addressing the empowerment gap and economic inclusion. Okay, let me tell you the background. When in the previous tenure of Donald Trump as the president of the US, his daughter, okay, Donald Trump's daughter was leading the show at World Economic Forum. A lot happened in terms of gender equality, etc. That year, UPSC had asked a question around women workforce in India, right? What is the situation? What is the position of women in the workforce of India? Likewise. So 2017, she was leading the show. She came to India also like that. So that is why this meeting holds importance this year. PDF you will get at the on the Telegram channel Jatin Verma PW only IS something channel is there. Okay. So I'll ask the team to share the Telegram link over here in the description box of this video also. Now, how is TRAI and government combating the spam messages? You get a lot of spam calls every day. I too get SMS, mobile calls, banking, credit card. Sir, you want a credit card? Sir, you want a loan, etc. And the bad thing is these calls for getting the credit card or bank loan come only at a time when you don't need money, right? Many of you would agree with me. You would be getting phone calls for buying a flat, etc. These are called spam calls. These are, as a slang, we call them as spam calls. But the technical meaning given to this by uh, this TRAI, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, is unsolicited. That means unwanted commercial communications. Okay, the official name for the spam. Now, TRAI has taken a series of steps starting seriously from 2017 onwards. 2017, then 2018, then 2024 finally. Now, what is happening is TRAI is toying with the idea, or it has already started applying blockchain technology. What is blockchain technology? Blockchain technology is a kind of online register. Okay, so I must have incorporated a role of blockchain. See here, this is the TRAI's data, or let's say spam messages. Okay, earlier telecom providers like Vodafone, Jio, Tata, BSNL, they were only given the powers to block somebody. Okay. Consumer was the actual user of mobile phone was here. He will file a complaint with Jio, but Jio may or may not register that number, spam caller's number, onto its registry, onto TRAI's registry. Okay, it was in the hands of the telecom service provider. Complaint lodged by me that I am getting spam messages, I am getting irritated by this telecaller marketing company who's been calling me every day or every now and then. But now, to make things change, not only the telecom providers, now blockchain technology will allow the consumer to directly update the TRAI's spam numbers data or file a complaint directly with TRAI, bypassing the telecom service provider. Blockchain technology works in a manner that there are various nodes, NODES. Okay, nodes work in a manner that API of TRAI's active program interface, a term used in application development, app development. Okay, these nodes, one of these nodes would be in the hands of the ultimate user, mobile phone user, SIM card user of maybe Jio or anybody. Now this person who is the ultimate consumer getting disturbed, he would be able to, with the help of blockchain technology, BC technology, he will be able to file a complaint directly with the, or he will be able to report a number as abusing him or her, or report a number as that of a spammer, somebody who is spamming his mobile phone with unwanted messages, unsolicited calls, directly through these one of the nodes to TRAI. Okay, this blockchain technology was also used for preventing scams like Nirav Modi scam in Punjab National Bank. Happened in 2017, where not many links were given to the various bank employees. Okay, because blockchain technology was earlier not used for swift banking transactions, international transactions. That is why the Nirav Modi scam had happened. Now, what happens in the blockchain technology is, imagine a loan approval or an important task is to be in the hands of so many people. Okay, once this signature is given by the online signature kind of a thing, approval is given on the blockchain technology by person or bank functionary 1. Okay, this will be transmitted to bank functionary 2. A complete trail, a complete track record is there as to who gave the approval, and signatures are preserved. The nodes are maintaining the data, these nodes as we mentioned. Okay, this is like nodes. In Hindi we call it as tying the node, right? So this is how the data is preserved from one system to another, and ultimately final check is there. Only if all the functionaries, only if all the IAS officers give the approval, give their signature, then only the decision will be taken. Okay, right? Now here, application of this technology in preventing the spam calls, consumer has also been made an important node. The telecom customer, be it of Jio, Vodafone, has also been made an important customer. His signatures, his feedback or his reporting would also be considered by Jio or any other telecom service provider. So what is happening is, on the Jio app itself, you can report a number. Okay, that will automatically go to TRAI's repository. Jio would not have any control over not letting you to report that number. Until now, telecom service providers were taking a call whether to escalate your complaint and actually block a number as spam number or not. Got it? So this is the advantage. Now, coming to the other news articles, other steps taken. So just go through this clipping. I have explained it. Some terms related to blockchain. Okay, how the blockchain works. Step 1, an authorized participant inputs. Authorized participant means customer, first of all. Okay, he inputs a transaction. That means he reports a number as spam number, which must be authenticated by the technology. Technology will authenticate it. Why? Because he is receiving an unwanted call on his mobile phone. Technology will see through the application that will be so programmed to verify that yes, the complaint lodged by customer is actually valid, right? Second, that action creates a block. Node is created. Okay, that represents that specific data, mobile phone number data. Node is created, block is sent to every computer node. It will be sent to Geo. If you are using Geo mobile phone, customer created a block, number 1. Number 2, it will be sent to Geo. Number 3, it will be sent to TRAI. Authorized nodes validate transactions and add the block to the existing blockchain. The update is distributed across the network. Update is distributed across the network means all the Geo mobile phone numbers will be so updated that they will not be able to receive call from that spam number again. Node created by one customer that he is getting unsolicited calls. That node will be escalated to Geo based upon the verification of customer's mobile data, that whether that mobile number was known to the customer or not, whether that person was selling a product which was not wanted by the customer never shared his mobile phone with that company who made a call to the company customer's phone. This is how the data will be validated. After that, that block will be escalated to Geo. Geo will also approve it, or Geo's approval will not no longer be required, but it will be uploaded to TRAI's centralized data. That now on that number, from that number where on which from which the call was received, it will not only be remaining till Geo, to all the Geo customers, but it will be sent to Airtel also, BSNL also. That BSNL customers should no longer be able to receive calls from that spam number. That spam number would no longer be able to make calls to Airtel, Geo customers, Vodafone customers through the entire telecom chain. Got it? A little difficult to understand, but if you've understood how the blockchain works, it will be of immense value. Now, role of blockchain, TRAI mandated TCCPR, triple C, the terminology, everything is given over here. Okay. Telecom Commercial Communication Customer Preference Regulation 2018. Telecom Commercial Communication Customer Preference Regulation. Only on the basis of customer preference should somebody be able to make calls. So that is there. Now, what is blockchain? Likewise, you have to see things. Okay, other steps taken by the government. Sanchar Sathi portal. Government has made Sanchar Sathi portal, Department of Telecommunications, which has reporting site called Chakshu. So just know about it. Telecom Security Operations Center has been set up. DOT partnered with law enforcement, banks and other stakeholders to accept reports of suspected fraudulent calls. Cancelled lakhs of numbers associated with unauthorized telemarketers and scammers. Now, 9 navies, another news article important for international security of India. 9 navies hold joint drills in the strategic straits. What are the strategic straits involved? Strait of Lombok, Strait of Malacca and Strait of Sunda. Okay, so strait is a plural word. I should be saying plural word. I should be saying straits. Okay, so it is always read like this. Straits are narrow passages between the landmass which allow the passage of ships. Okay, now we have to understand these straits, importance of these 3 straits, where the 9 navies, countries of 9 navies like Australia, Japan, India, Canada, they are holding joint mock drills, practice drills, so as to give a signal to the enemy nation China, or give a signal to the countries of the world that see lines of communication. These chokes are choke points are those points in the world map, on the world map, which if blocked to the passage, let's say if there is a ship passing, Indian ship, and China blocks it. Okay, these important sea lines of communication are so important that if blocked, this will lead to unnecessary inconvenience for the ships. If this route is blocked, then the ship will have to come from a longer route, right? And if this is also blocked, Chinese ship will no longer be able to go anywhere. China has been trying hard to get control of the important choke points. Choke points means if these points are choked, then world trade will be very difficult to conduct. Ships will not be able to pass. So that is why any superpower, be it America, be it now China, is endeavoring, okay, to become a superpower. any nation which has become a superpower, the tag of superpower, has had controls of these important choke points from where the crude oil ships, cargo ships pass. That is why China, in its endeavor to become the so-called superpower, has been struggling hard to get the control of these important sea lines of communication. As the name tells you, these sea lines of communication are very important. These ships, as you see in the background, cargo ships, world trade will be completely choked if these choke points are in the hands of a country which is any country with not the right intentions, which is China, which is what China is trying to do. Spratly Islands, Paracel Islands, it is trying to have its complete hegemony on the ocean region. Insofar as Indian Ocean region is concerned, we don't want to let this happen. That is why India had joined quadrilateral, India had joined AUKUS. Now see here, this is hosted by France in the strategic straits of Malacca, Sunda and Lombok between the Indian Ocean. The navies of 9 countries. What are the 9 countries? These are the names of 9 countries. Okay, somewhere here, let me just flip through the slides. Australia, Canada, all these countries are there. Just go through it. Okay, these are the names. Australia, Canada, France. France is hosting this. It is happening in the Indian Ocean, so India is but obvious. Indonesia, then Malaysia, Singapore, UK exercise. So Canada is also there. Bear in mind. Okay. Now it is led by French Carrier Strike Group. This is a kind of show of power to the people, that yes, to the country like China, that yes, we are, as 9 countries, 9 navies, we are forced to reckon with. Dare you do anything mischievous in the Indian Ocean region, else 9 of us will come together. Many commentators have said India joining Quad is like Ocean NATO for the oceans. You know about NATO, European Union, US joining together to protect the territorial landmass. Now, NATO means NATO for the oceans means US, India, Japan, Australia joining together and including other countries by adding the like-minded countries like Canada, etc., to wield power against China, to tell China that yes, it is an oceanic NATO kind of a phenomena to preserve the freedom of navigation in the Indian Ocean region. Choke points theory should be clear to you. India and China are in a competition to have control over as many choke points as possible. And India has been in an advantageous position insofar as the Strait of Malacca is concerned. We have set up our naval base in the Strait of Malacca, on the Strait of Malacca. If we choke this point, China will not be able to trade. Okay, China's ships, etc., will not be able to pass through this area, guys. Please be clear in your mind. Okay, so this 9 navies hold joint drill in the strategic straits. These 3 states are critical choke points as they provide entry and exit into the Indian Ocean region. With forays by Chinese Navy in the region, the straits are under increased focus. Lombok Strait. Now my question to you is, Lombok Strait is between what 2 cities or capital cities? What 2 cities basically? Strait of Malacca is between what 2 cities? What 2 land masses? Then likewise, Strait of Sunda is between what 2 parts? What is the name of this landmark? The last city before the strait, the narrow passage. Tell me about these 3 things. 4 questions on the map work. Please answer them. Gradually, you will see your knowledge of map increases. Any of you, if you are a newcomer, if you're not having Oxford Atlas map for India, do buy that. Okay. Oxford is the way to go. The best atlas map that you could follow for your UPSC preparation. Look into it every 5-10 minutes every day. Not every 5-10 minutes. Every day you have to look into it for 5-10 minutes with your cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever is your beverage. But do have a sneak peek into it. That will help you gain command over the atlas map. Every year, 3 to 5 questions are appearing from simple places in news. Yes, now coming to the other news article, last news article for the day, why dead olive ridley turtles are washing ashore Tamil Nadu. Over the past 2 weeks, first of all, olive ridley turtles, we know so far that olive ridley turtles are found around Odisha, right? Coast of Odisha only. This is what we know so far. Rushikulya, and now you have to see the confluence of these rivers also. Rushikulya River, Devi River, they feed into Mahanadi River. Okay, then Paradeep, these cities are there. We know that this coast of Odisha is the mass nesting site for olive ridley turtles to lay eggs. Now, why are these olive ridley turtles? Why thronging of? Why visiting of? Annual visiting of these olive ridley turtles is important. If olive ridley turtles are coming to the Indian coastline of Odisha, it tells us about the health of the coastline, health of the water. I mean, the quality of water. Are we over polluting our water? Yes or no? Okay. Now, the conventional understanding is that these breed these olive ridley turtles come only on the coast of the Tamil Nadu, Odisha, right? These states only. The this eastern, northeastern, southeastern coast of India. But contrary to the conventional wisdom, olive ridley turtles are also found to be laying eggs on the coast of Maharashtra. And Maharashtra government had in 2023 started a project, right? So you should be knowing, Google it out today, or I will share it on the Telegram channel, locations on the Indian coastline where olive ridley turtles are found to visit every year. You should not be guided by this thing only, that yes, olive ridley turtles means Odisha only. O for olives, O for olive ridley turtles, O for Odisha. No, that is not the conventional wisdom, should be busted here. Okay, now Tamil Nadu, what is the recent controversy? Why so many olive ridley turtles are washing ashore Tamil Nadu? Dead olive ridley turtles. Tamil Nadu, particularly in Chennai, experts have estimated that so far between 300 to 350 dead olive ridley turtles have been, their carcass, their body has been found around the coast of Tamil Nadu. Scientific name, these things, protection status. Protection status of olive ridley turtles, IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, list it is vulnerable. Indian scenario is under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 of India, Schedule 1, CITES Treaty, Convention for International Trade in Endangered Species. Status is Appendix 1. Can UPSC ask this? UPSC has already asked it, and UPSC is known for repeating these things from environment and ecology. Okay, so Appendix 1, please do read it. Nesting sites in India, Aribada beaches occur in Odisha, Gadimatha, Devi River mouth, and Rushikulya, with an estimated 1 lakh plus nests per year. Andaman Islands, yes, with more than 5,000 nests. Chennai, Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, right? So this is Maharashtra's project. I have incorporated this screenshot. Do read it from the PDF that will be shared on our Telegram channel. Now, Telegram channel, Jatin Verma, PW only IAS. That is the Telegram channel to go to. Reasons behind the deaths. Finding carcasses of olive ridley turtles is not uncommon during their mating season. They often get trapped in long fishing nets. So, fishing nets is the cause here for commercial trawlers as bycatch. They are not the primary catch. When the trawlers, deep sea trawlers, they traverse through the sea on the hunt for fishes, to catch fishes, they end up catching these olive ridley turtles as bycatch, unwanted catch. Okay, so unintentional capture of the non-target marine life and die due to more fish near the turtle gathering areas. Due to more fish near the olive ridley turtle gathering areas, more trawlers would have been there, leading to deaths of the turtles. Threats to olive ridley turtles: bycatch in fishing gear, climate change, direct harvest of turtles and eggs, loss and degradation of nesting and foraging habitat. These are the reasons, threats to the olive ridley turtles. So we have to conclude it here. Okay, these are the important. These were the important 8 important news articles from today's newspapers, both Indian Express and the Hindu. There was no news on the PIB. If ever there will be news, we will cover that. All you have to do is follow it regularly, make notes out of it for only the most important words, right? Now, coming to the questions for the day, answers for 18th of January, these are the answers. Please go through them. A planet parade or planetary alignment refers to this thing. Then, which of the following is our common causes of anemia? This is the answer. Now, coming to questions for 20th of January. Main question, the primary question number 1. Then your question number 2 for the day. Which of the following statements regarding olive ridley turtles is or are correct? Then which of the following statements regarding blockchain technology is or are correct? Static portion has also been incorporated. All you got to do is to read it thoroughly. The PDF, if you read the PDF thoroughly, you will get your daily dose of current affairs. Question number 4 for the day. Rupee depreciation is likely to have which of the following effects on Indian economy? Some of them are UPSC previous year questions only. Okay, now question number 5. Which of the following statements regarding blockchain technology is or are correct? So from today, from 18th of January onwards, we started incorporating 5 questions. I'm taking one side so that you can have a look at the complete question and attempt it. Answers you can post in the comment section below this YouTube chain and post your score as well, okay, of the 18th of January. If you all make it a regular exercise, it will be a thing of fun for everybody, learning with fun every day. That's all. Thank you guys. It was a pleasure teaching you all. We'll be coming up with a session on Udan English historical context of Indian Constitution. Okay, I'll be taking Indian polity. So we are launching our Udan series in a day or two from today onwards probably. The information about it, the session on it will be following in a short while from now. A YouTube video will be uploaded on this channel. For more information on the same, join our Telegram channel, Jatin Verma PW Only IAS, the link for which will be shared. So polity I'll be taking care of along with current affairs. It was really a pleasure going through all these important news articles only because of the reason that I have to teach you. Keeping myself updated is also a fun thing for me also. Thank you. Bye bye guys. Thank you.